Hello my creative friends! Making UV resin jewelry and crafts has never been more fun. And now you don't even have to worry about mixing in color and pigments. Just wait. I'm super excited about this new product. It is a pearlescent opaque colored UV resin. I know, can you believe it? Now you don't have to worry about mixing in heavy pigments and glitters and worrying about the UV light curing it, because Let's Resin has come up with 10 luscious, beautiful pearl colors that are perfect for making jewelry and other UV resin crafts. Today we're going to work with them together and explore all of the colors and make a few things step by step so that you can see just how beautiful these are too. I love the 10 colors that they have started with in this pearlescent line. They also supply you with the applicator tips that go on each bottle. And I'm also going to be using their hard type clear UV resin to mix and finish off my projects. You'll also need a UV lamp. This is my new favorite one, also by Let's Resin, and the reason I love it is because it is two-sided, and this is perfect for working with jewelry or open back bezels or silicone molds, because you don't have to worry about flipping your project back and forth, and it comes with this clear acrylic tray that you can set your projects and build your projects on. And of course, please stay safe when you're working with resin. I wear my gloves, my mask, and I also have an air purifier that's specifically made for resin and VOC products. Let's start out with these fun little bookmark molds, but I thought this would give me a way to play with all of these fun new colors. I want to go with kind of an oceany sunset theme. Well, that was what I had in my head anyway. The first thing I'm going to do is mix up some gold glitter and clear resin to create kind of a sparkly beach. Now remember, if you're mixing with UV resin, don't put in too much or it won't cure. And that is the beauty of their new opaque pearlescent colors. You don't have to worry about that. Once I've got my little glittery beach board, I'm going to pop that in my UV light for a couple of minutes before moving on. And now let's start playing with some of these colors. I can't wait to see what these look like. I'm going to start with the light blue. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They're definitely pearlescent. Spread that around a little bit. I want to keep this layer really thin because I want to be able to add a clear top coat to these. And maybe a few little embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and cure that. You honestly only need to cure these for about a minute. And now let's go in with the regular blue. Now let's go in with light purple. Oh, these colors are so delicious. I really do hope they come out with more colors, like a gold and a silver would be fabulous. Now before I cure this, I'm realizing, why don't I start blending my colors? I wish I would have figured this out earlier. Okay, this is where the magic is happening. Just so you guys learn from me, blend your colors. They look beautiful. I'm going to pop that under the light and let's see what we can pick next. Let's go with red. Okay, so red is really like a dark pink, which is beautiful. And now I'm going to add in a little more of that purple and blend those together. And then I'm going to add in regular pink, and let's blend all of these together. Oh, it's so pretty when you blend them together. Okay, my oceany theme is kind of going a little astray because I just am so excited. I think I'm going to use every single color in these just so we can see what they look like. I think the orange would look good next to the pinks, and it's more like a peachy orange, which I love. Kind of a sunset color. And because they don't have a yellow in this kit, I'm going to borrow from my other Let's Resin UV colored resins. These are more of a translucent resin. I'm going to mix those together a little bit and see what we can come up with. Now you can see where this double-sided light comes in handy, because normally these colors are so opaque, there's no way these would cure under the UV light without it hitting both sides. Plus they're so opaque that there's no way I could cure these, but that is the beauty in this, that they are UV resin, opaque UV resin. I mean, I haven't seen anything else like this yet. Now I'm thinking, where does green come into my sunset oceany theme? But I want to use all the colors. And there is green in the sunset because there is the green flash. Have you all heard about the green flash? Right when the sun hits the horizon at that last moment, sometimes you will see a green flash. I didn't believe it until I saw it myself. Okay, now I'm going to go a little wild. Let's go back to our purple. Add in some more of that red. Blend those together. Time to add in some white and give it a little bit of highlight, and I want to swirl it together and see what it looks like. Oh, that's a beautiful pearl color. You could just do jewelry with just this in the background. Look at how pretty these are when you blend and combine them. I kind of wish I had done this throughout the whole piece, but it's a learning experience, and that's how we figure things out. Alright, I'm going to continue adding in some more whites and colors until I get my first layer done. Pop that under the UV lamp. And here's what we've got so far. I think I'll add a few more little white highlights to it before I add my clear coat in. And I've got these little tiny nail charms. A great tip is if you're looking for items for your UV resin, check in the nail salon section because they have all of the good little tiny stickers and tiny little gems that you can add into your UV resin projects. All right, let's get our clear UV resin and put a layer down. All right, let's add in some of our little sea creatures now. They're kind of hard to see in there with that gold glitter, but maybe next time we'll do something different. All right, I'm gonna add in another coat of clear UV resin. Pop those back under the UV light and let's demold these. I don't know if it looks like a sunset ocean theme, but it's still really pretty and we gotta play with all of our colors. And they've got a few rough edges, so I'm gonna take my nail salon buffing nail brush and just sand off a few of those rough edges. Oh, and always keep alcohol wipes in your studio when you're working with resin. These are great for wiping off your gloves, your tools, and your projects when you need to dust them off. Now I'm going to fill these in with some more clear UV resin to level them out. Pop them under and add a few little charms. It's still really pretty and cute, even though I'm not sure it turned out the way I thought. I'm loving these colors. All right, let's move on. Here's a really simple technique for you. I'm not kidding, like 3 steps. I've got these cute little turtle charms, perfect earrings. We're gonna get out our UV resin tape. I like to use popsicle sticks as handlebars so my fingers aren't sticking to them when I'm moving them around. I'm going to burnish those and really make sure there's a good seal on the back. And then let's take our light blue, our blue, and our white and combine those to create a pearl color in our turtle. Then I'm just going to pop those under the UV lamp, dome them with some clear UV resin, and cure them, and voila! We have ourselves a gorgeous pair of sea turtle earrings. How easy was that? Ooh, and I've also got these kind of retro geometric earrings. Let's play with those. This is also super simple. It's just a matter of filling them in and curing them, and you've got jewelry. I'm just going to go ahead and start adding my Pearlescent UV colors. Just play and have fun. That's what this is all about. And I think I will mix in some of Let's Resin's UV translucent colors. They've got a whole lineup of those too, just because I want some of this to be a little more translucent, but I don't want to lose my pearlescent look. I'm going to cure those and then put one clear layer of UV resin on them. Cure them again. We have got a very colorful pair of earrings that is totally giving me the 80s vibe. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Which one was your favorite? At the very least, I hope that I have inspired you to create something too. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.